Welcome back to another issue of Shutter Magazine. This month's article is all about paying attention to your demographics. That means the fine-tuning that you need to do to make sure that you're hitting the right target audience. Now, just to set the stage a little bit, you'll notice I've got on my coveted Photodeck sunglasses that I got at Shutterfest. I love these things. In addition to that, I'm filming with a Lumix FC1000, which is my favorite camera, and if you've noticed, over the last year my videos have gotten a lot better. And last but not least is I'm sitting in a desk chair in the middle of a jungle. Now, the reason for doing that goes back to inspiration from my buddy Sal Sincata. If you go to YouTube and you put in Sal's name in the search box, go back and look at some of those early behind the shutter videos where Sal is talking about marketing, business. In fact, he's got an outstanding one on pricing. And if you notice, in every one of those videos, his trademark was this overstuffed executive chair that he dragged around everywhere. He was, at one point, he's sitting on a golf course, he's in the middle of traffic, he's in a warehouse. So I thought I'd try and duplicate the same. The real reason that I'm here right now is to pay attention to your demographics. For you not to understand the demographics of your audience and who you're targeting is just about as sensible as a wedding photographer who might go off and shoot a wedding with only one focal length lens. It makes no sense. You've got to pay attention to your demographics. You've got to look at the geography around you. You've got to look at the population. And it's so easy because all you've got to do is go into Google, type in your zip code, and put in the word demographics next to it. And odds are you're going to find a report that talks about all the people that are within your zip code or within that community. Or you could do it by city and put in a city name. The point is, you've got to know who your target audience is, because if, for example, you've opened up a children's studio in the middle of a retirement community, you're not going to get any business. And there's nothing more pathetic than a photographer sitting there waiting and wondering when their first customer is finally going to walk through the door. So you want to pay attention to the male-female mix. Why? Because women make 98% of the purchase decisions to hire a photographer in the portrait and wedding categories, or portrait social categories, as Kodak used to call them years ago. You also want to know financial demographics, profiles. You want to know the educational level. You might want to know how many kids per household. There are also reports like theweddingreport.com that'll tell you how much people are spending on all the various aspects of a wedding. That's a great resource for those of you who are wedding photographers, because when you go into that website, I think it's going to cost you $30-40 to get a report for your zip code. But when you look at it, you will see all the different categories that people are spending money on. So you'll see travel agents, you'll see florists, you'll see venues, you'll see planning, you'll see limo, you might see gowns. That's going to give you a great idea on other companies you might want to approach to cross-promote or to partner with. For example, doing a direct mail piece together with a florist at a limo company. All of this goes back to the fact that you're all targeting the same demographics. So in the same way you wouldn't head off on a trip without a map or GPS in your car deciding, all right, I'm going to drive across country, but I'm just going to keep pointing the car west. In the same respect, you have to understand your target audience. There's a great line from a marketing motivational guy by the name of Ed Foreman, who I met years ago, and I love this line. If I can see the world through my client's eyes, then I can sell my client what my client buys. You don't want to just put yourself in their shoes, because your feet are only going to hurt. You have to see the world the way they see it. You have to understand what's most important to them, where their needs are, where their values are. And if you understand all that, then you've got a chance of making sure that you're hitting them with the right kind of promotion. But it all starts at the very beginning. You've got to make sure that your marketing, your business, your advertising, your publicity, even your blog are all hitting the right audience. So pay attention to your demographics and make sure you know who really is my client, and am I reaching them? Am I in the right area, whether it's in cyberspace or on dry land? Am I in the right spot to be able to reach my target audience? That's it for this month. Thanks for reading Shutter Magazine, and I love this because one push of the button and FC1000 is going to shut down.